numbers less than 1 today. We have the first example we're looking at here. But before we go to that, there are some things I want us to look at, the relationship between numbers and log. Now, if you have a case of multiplication in number, under log will be what? Will be addition. That is, multiplication under number is addition under log. Then, division under number will be what? Subtraction in log. Then I would like to express this in this form. X raised to the power A over B. Here this is our number, this is an index. This is an index. The numerator of the index will be multiplying by that. Then the denominator of the index will be dividing by that. So let's say where x is a number, we have x raised to the power 2 over 3. We will be multiplying by what? 2 and dividing by 3. That's what we'll be doing. Okay, we have talked about the relationship. Let's look at the first thing we want to attend to this question. So the first thing I want us to do is convert this question to what? To indexes in radical form. Convert to index is going to be what? 0.055457, all raised to power what? 1 over 4. Now we have converted. But before I go on, I want us to, there's something we call characteristics. There's what we call characteristics and mantissa. Now, let's look at that. The first thing we'll do is convert this to a standard form, this entry. We're only solving here first. Converting this to a standard form is going to be what? We're moving 1, 2. This is the first significant figure. So we're going to take our point to the first significant figure. That is what we always mean by converting to standard form. So it's going to be 5.457 times. We moved how many times? 1, 2 times 10. Raised to power. How many times did we move? 2. We moved 2. But remember, if you're moving this direction, it's going to be a negative value. If you're moving this direction, it's going to be positive. So when you have a number less than 1, you're moving with negative. So moving 1, 2. That is negative 2. Have you seen it? Yes. Now, let me explain. This entry here is going to be your characteristics under the log. So let's write it. For writing, it's going to be 5.457 times 10, all raised to the power minus 2. So our characteristics will be what? Bar 2. Our characteristics will be what? Bar 2. Then you put your points. Then we'll come to our mantissa. Our mantissa will be this entry. Go to your log. When you go to your log, look for 54 under 5. Difference 7. 54 under 5 is what?
7364.
7364. Difference 7. 6. So this is going to be 10, 7, 3, 7. So we have 7, 3, 7, 0. It doesn't really matter. If your entry is more than, we have, after the decimal, you have like 5 or 6 numbers here. Just take the first 3. This is 54 under 5 difference 7. If you have any other number here, it doesn't really matter. You understand? If you have, let's say it stops at 7. You don't, it stops at 5 and you don't have any other, just go to 54 under 5. You understand? So you stop there, you write that value. So we have this entry for this case. So I want to rub this off. So we have solved this one. Entering this, sorry, let me put my 7. Solving for this, we got this. So the value of this in number is this other value of bar 2.7370. That's what we've got. Then the next phase is, remember, it is raised to power 1 over 4. So we're going to take that into consideration. So we have 5.457 times 10 raised to power minus 2. All raised to power what? 1 over 4. And I said it initially. We multiply by 1 and divide by 4. So let's have this. Remember, the value of this is this in log. So we write our bar 2.7370 times what? 1. Multiply by 1. If we multiply by 1, it won't change anything. It won't change anything. So multiply by 1, we'll still get what? About 2.7370. Now, the next entry we'll be looking at is divided by 4. This same entry, this same issue, was divided by 4. So we'll have what? About 2.7370 divided by what? 4. Now, for this case, that is why I took this question particularly. The first thing I would recommend you to do is separate these values, because this is a negative value, and after this decimal here, this decimal entry, this part is a positive value. So we want to be sure of what we're doing. So the first thing I recommend is keep a space. About 2 plus, separate it, 0.7370. This number is this, why this is the about 2. So that's how you separate it first. All divided by what? 4. Now, based on, for a better explanation, I recommend you to, we are going to divide this entry, this whole thing, by 4. But we don't want stress. We want to look at it in a simple way. Let's look for a number. You know, we need a number that 4 can divide easily. So we're going to spread it. We're going to add a number to this place. That same number will add the negative to this place so that it looks like we're adding a 0. Just like if you add 7 minus 7. 7 minus 7 is 0. So if you're adding a 7 and you're subtracting a 7, you didn't really add anything. So that's what we'll be looking at. Let's keep a space. I'll keep a space here. I'll write it in this form. I'll say keep a space. We're adding 2 entries, about 2 plus for this part. Then I keep a space here and I write what? 0.737. The 0 doesn't really matter. All of them were divided by what? By 4. We're doing this for a reason. So now, if we're looking for a number, if we add a number here, it will be easy for 4 to divide it without stress. So which number would that be? And whatever you're doing, try and make sure you're adding a negative value to this place. Make sure you're adding a negative value to this point, and you're having a positive value here. So if I will add, the number I would want to put in is what? What number will I add to make it easier for me? Well, say minus 2 plus 2. So if I put a negative 2 here and I put a positive 2 here, it's going to help me. I'll put a bar 2 here and 2. So minus 2 plus 2 is 0. I literally didn't add anything, but it's going to help us work now. Minus 2 plus minus 2 is what? Minus 4. Now this whole thing will be plus what? 2.7370. All divided by what? 4. Can you see me from over there? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so we have this entry. Now 4 can divide this easily. Now 4 can divide this easily. So 4 in bar 4. 4 in minus 4 is what? Minus 1. Plus, now punch your calculator. Let's divide this. 2.7370 divided by 4. What do we have?
0.6843.
0.6843. Okay, we have those quiz. I have to write here because I've exhausted this particular space in the board. So we're here now. This is our number and this is our log. Remember, we ended with this here. So the next stage is for us to bar 1 plus 0.6843. So if we add this, we're going to get what? Bar 1.6843. At this point, our work is pretty much over. We go to what? Our number and what? Anti-log. Anti-log. This is what we do to finalize that. Now, when you want to write for your number and anti-log, take the entry you have after your decimal. Take just this entry. So it's going to be what? 6843. Take the entries after the decimal. Now go to your anti-log. Look for 68 under 4. 68 under 4 is what? 4831. Difference 3.
Difference 3 is 3.
Difference 3 is 3. So if we add this, it's going to be 4834. So write it here. 4834. And that's it. Now, because we have a bar 1 here, Bar 1 tells you the number of zeros you write. Look up. Bar 1 is 1 0. You put your points. If it were bar 2, you write your 2 0 0 0. Put your points here, 0 points. If it were bar 3, let's say bar 3, it will be 1 2 3 0. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Then you put your points here. If it were bar 4, it will be how many zeros? 4 0. Then you put your point here. So it's going to be 0.0004. Do you understand? That's just it. But the question is what? Bar 1. So it is 1 0. Then you put your point. What if it was not bar? It was just a 0. That would be a number. That would not be a less than 1 question. Let's say it's a 0. What will you do? If it's a 0, your point will be what?
After.
Yeah. So it's just like the point is moving. Bar 2 was here. Look at. This is bar 3. Here. Bar 2. Have you seen it? Here. Bar 1. And here is what? 0. Here is 0. Yeah. Then what if it is 1 here? 1. Your point will be what? You move to the next one. From your standard point, you move to be here. To be here. Have you seen it? So that's just it. So for bar 1, you write 1 0 and you put your point. So this becomes our answer to the question. Okay, now for those of you that might be a bit confused, now remember the first thing we did, we looked for our characteristics, which is bar 2, telling us the number of times we moved. So we got our bar 2. Then we looked at 54, we went to our log. 54 under 5 difference 7. We got this entry. We kept it. Then the next thing, remember I said we have an index of raised to power 1 over 4. Then we did multiply by 1. Nothing really changed because we multiply by 1. But I just have to put it there. So we know we're not training whatever we have up. Anyway, so multiply by 1, because if it is 2, the entries will change here. So multiply by 1, we got this. After whatever answer we get here, we divide it by what? The denominator of our index. In this case it's 4. So we took it divided by 4. Now to divide it by 4, what you do, whenever you have a negative, a bar 2, bar 3, bar whatever it is, remember to separate your entries. Separate it. If you separate this, you're going to have it bar 2. This is a 0.7374. This is a positive number. The only negative entry you have is this bar 2. This is positive on its own. So separating it here, it shows the whole space. 0.7370. Then this is bar 2. Yes, you want to ask a question?
Yes, sir. Sir, can the mantis be negative?